Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw Countout, the only pro wrestling podcast we know of that counts things down in the world of wrestling. Right here at youtube.com/Stephen Larson. Also everywhere podcasts are available. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. Larson, name one reward tier.
$10.
$10. That gets you a postcard. We have to sign some postcards.
Oh, we should probably do that today, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I totally would have done it by now, but I don't know where my Sharpie is with metallic ink. So
We got 2 of them.
we have 4 of them, actually. We've got 2 silvers, 2 bronze. I have no idea where any of them are. This place is an absolute mess. We're also available wherever fine podcasts are, including the iTunes, soundcloud.com/Stephen Larson, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. And we have a presence on ProWrestlingTees.com where you can get this Bruiser Brody shirt. Can't get your Seth Rollins shirt, but we have shirts of our stuff.
Yeah, I have one in my bag.
I have one over there. I'm going to wear Fun Wrestling during our stuff today.
Oh, I am too.
I ordered myself a new Steve W one, though. It hasn't shown up yet. Anyways, Larson, what are we going to talk about today on Countout?
Kurt Angle.
Dun, 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 dun.
He was just announced as the headliner of this year's Hall of Fame class.
Yes.
And with his return, granted by all indications thus far, it seems to strictly be for a Hall of Fame induction. But it got us to thinking.
Kind of interesting that it's all quiet on that front.
Yeah.
Nobody's really said, yeah, they're thinking of this, they're thinking of that. Usually Meltzer says something like, oh, they're thinking of this, they're thinking of that.
Yeah.
None of that this time.
He even said on he was on ESPN the other day.
What did he say?
Said this is just for a Hall of Fame thing.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe they're just being hush-hush about any potential.
Yeah,
or
I
they haven't
think
discussed.
so.
He also said that on ESPN he hadn't even talked to Vince yet. All his contact had been with Triple H.
Interesting.
Or some other interview. At some point he said that in the last couple of days. Anyways. So, Kurt Angle, as we've seen recently, granted, I think he's 48. Mm-hmm. The man can still wrestle.
Goldberg's 50, and he's Goldberg. He's no Kurt Angle.
Man can still wrestle.
Yeah.
He's got a match in February in WCPW against...
Isn't it
Alberto
Al Patreon?
Yeah. So, of course, with his return to WWE, his obvious wrestling ability... still there. We got to thinking about some dream matches we would like to see between Kurt Angle and some current WWE performers. But we should put this out there. You'll notice some pretty high profile names not on this list. It's because he probably wrestled them in TNA.
Yeah.
These are all people that he hasn't wrestled before, as far as we know.
So you're not going to see AJ Styles on here because he probably wrestled him
or
like
Samoa Joe
times.
or Bobby Roode.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he wrestled Shinsuke Nakamura in Japan.
That's true.
That's already happened.
Was that before Shinsuke was Strong Style, though?
I don't remember.
Okay. But make no mistake, Kurt Angle is a walking dream match. Like, this guy, it would be a shame if they brought him back and didn't have him fight any of these people. So we're going to run these names down. Number 10. Roman Reigns. For all you people out there who say, you guys are always shitting on Roman Reigns. Well, we're going to say it'd be a dream match to see Kurt Angle versus Roman Reigns.
What's one constant with Reigns, apart from him getting a split reaction from the crowd?
He can put on a really good match if he has the right opponent.
Correct.
Yeah, and Kurt Angle could, in fact, be that correct opponent. The guy knows how to carry a match. He knows how to carry a great match.
Yes.
And to see Roman Reigns, you got Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns still could defy the odds and be another John Cena type.
Yeah.
And so if you have Kurt Angle available, why not make that match? It could potentially be good. Roman Reigns coming off a strong United States title run.
You know what? And I think if they want to legitimize Roman Reigns in the eyes of the fans, especially the internet wrestling community. If they're not going to book him as just an ass kicker, then they got to show off his in-ring ability.
Yeah.
And so pairing him, like his series of matches with AJ, those matches really opened my eyes as far as Reigns. I was like, okay, this guy works. Yeah. He puts a serious effort in. I think Angle could get a comparable match or series of matches out of Roman Reigns, where Reigns could possibly opens a lot of people's eyes and they can realize, okay, this guy really busts his ass in the ring, maybe I won't boo him so loudly now.
What better way, though, for Roman Reigns to get some real heat than by turning heel?
Oh, I know.
Kurt Angle.
That's an option too.
That'd be good. I like that a lot.
Although I like heel Kurt Angle.
Yeah, but the problem is he could
No, I know. But I don't know.
Never be a
Hold
heel.
on. People like chanting "You suck" to his music so much
Dude, people just love him too much, though. People
that it
love
might
him.
be possible. That's because people like doing that so much.
I'm going to take the might out of it. It's not possible.
Might be possible.
Number 9.
9.
Dolph Ziggler.
So Dolph has kind of not been doing. I mean, he's been involved in storylines with SmackDown, but nothing.
He tried to kill Jerry Lawler the other night.
True.
Kicked him in the chest.
But like Kurt Angle, Dolph has an amateur wrestling background. They keep saying that Dolph is like the winningest wrestler in the history of Kent State.
Right.
So I think it'd be kind of cool if they did like an amateur wrestling match between these two guys.
I know. That'd be cool. It'd be a shoot wrestling match. That'd be great.
Didn't Angle and Chris Benoit do something like that in a match? I feel like they did.
That sounds familiar. That does sound familiar, yeah.
Or at least a part of a match where they started out doing it like a shoot wrestling match.
Would they wear like collegiate gear
I would hope
in
so.
this? Really?
With the headgear and everything.
That'd be terrible. Like a little singlet.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
see
that's
their
what Angle wore
balls.
anyways.
So you see your balls.
That's what Angle wears anyways.
That he does, yeah. No, this would be good. I think this would be a good spark for Darth Ribber, for Dolph
I'm going
Ziggler.
to say Darth Dolph.
Doug Ziggler.
But especially now with Dolph doing the Jericho circa 2009 slow talking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously a heel now again.
Yeah.
And as you said in the previous entry, Angle is going to be a face when he returns.
Yeah.
Why not do it?
I like that we're like these days we're reducing Dolph to being a ripoff artist, Chris Jericho, because he's doing the Chris Jericho thing.
It's the same thing, man.
I know it is, but threatening to kill an old man is pretty crazy. But you know, maybe what if they did like a kayfabe, like completely kayfabe? He kills Lawler, and then he becomes like an old man killer. He just kayfabe kills old men, and then Angle comes in. He's like, "Well, you're 48. You're pretty old. I'm gonna kill you. I'll kill you."
I don't think that's the
Listen.
storyline. That's an Attitude Era storyline.
I got blown up in a limousine before. You hear that story? Didn't Trump call WWE?
Triple H, yeah.
He called Triple
Or
H.
sorry, he called WWF and Triple H relayed the story. I think that's what it is. But yeah,
Yeah, he thought he was really dead.
yeah.
Of course he did. He's our president now. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, it'd be good. I want to see an amateur wrestling contest between him and Kurt Angle.
Or at least starting out that way. But with Dolph being a heel now, he would of course resort to heel tactics.
Yeah.
And that could be the segue into a traditional pro wrestling match from amateur wrestling match.
And they like open an episode of Main Event with that. That's like Kurt Angle's return match.
On Main Event or Superstars.
On whichever one is SmackDown related now. Whichever one isn't canceled and is SmackDown related.
Yes and yes.
Okay, now I've got the SmackDown theme stuck in my head. Number 8.
8.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Baby Kurt Angle. Come here to daddy. Yeah, Bray Wyatt versus Kurt Angle. This would be great. Two masters of the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
This would be amazing. I love this a lot. You know, he can spoil Kurt Angle's big homecoming to SmackDown where he made so much of his name.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt could say, "No, man, this is my show." And then, Bray Wyatt versus Kurt Angle.
Here's another scenario.
Dream match.
Another thing, though, is I think we both appreciate Bray's talents in the ring.
Oh, for sure.
He moves really well for a guy his size.
Yes, he does.
But I can't really think off the top of my head a great match he's had.
Oh, I know. It's the kind of thing where I feel like his opponents haven't been like good wrestling matchups for him. Like he had a really good match ages ago with like Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Like he had a pretty decent series there. You know, he had some run-ins with the Shield. But I feel
guess
like
the match at Elimination Chamber between the Shield and the Wyatt family was
yeah. But you're right. Like when you think of Bray Wyatt, you don't think, "Oh man, remember that really, really good match between so and so?"
I mean, even the match he had against Cena at WrestleMania wasn't great in terms of the wrestling aspect, but it's a really interesting story.
Yeah.
So if they can find an interesting story to weave into this match,
That's the kind of the thing about Bray Wyatt, though, is that he is such a story device.
yeah.
That they kind of defocus his wrestling abilities, which I think are pretty good. Like it's always fun to watch him in the ring.
But you know,
Because he doesn't wrestle like he's kind of a hoss, but he doesn't wrestle hostile.
yeah. And of course, Bray's thing generally is showing the heroes of WWE to be frauds. That was the whole thing with Cena.
Yeah.
And so you have an Olympic hero in Kurt Angle.
Yes.
He can try to pull the same thing with Angle. That'd be an interesting story.
Yeah. No, I like that. And then Bray would like steal his gold medal, and then I lost it. I don't know what he would do.
It was just a bad idea to begin with, man. Not a good jumping off point.
Look what I found in your locker. You were going through my locker?
Bray should be like, you should take better care of this.
Yeah. Maybe lock this up, put it in a safe, and he just hands it back to him. Number 7. Jason Jordan and/or Chad Gable. I like this. Be like it because they're basically little baby Kurt Angles, anyways.
Yeah.
This would be a great passing of the torch for these guys to challenge in a
either a one-on-one or some sort of tag match.
So this is bugging me right here.
What?
It's like this chunk of food or some shit.
Oh, what
with
is that?
Hair matted in it. It's gross. Look at that. That's disgusting.
Get rid of it then.
I don't know if it is.
Well, don't touch it.
Oh, it fell on my floor. I'm going to vacuum later. Anyways, it was bugging me just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's probably some of your shit. You always eat up here.
But it's not on my side of the table.
It's not on my side of the table, Kurt Angle.
So anyways, I think, there's a lot of talk on the internet about Kurt Angle coming back to manage American Alpha.
Yeah, and then or they were going to do like a faction with Shelton Benjamin, Kurt Angle, and Dolph Ziggler, and they're all like wrestlers.
Oh, the Shoot faction.
The Shoot faction.
Shoot wrestling faction.
Shoot wrestling faction.
But as you say, a passing of the torch, I think, would be more appropriate, probably.
Yeah.
To help, because we like American Alpha, especially they were working at NXT. They just haven't really been doing much.
All the potential. I think these guys could be two massive stars, and I just feel like they're just getting by on their American Alpha.
Well, they're getting by on their in-ring ability because they're good in the ring.
Yeah, I know
they're energetic.
They're very energetic, and they're very good in the ring. I need something else. And maybe Kurt Angle can give him that. Like, put him in a program with him in some form or fashion. I don't know. Maybe Jason Jordan wants to, prove his worth against the best.
Was Chad Gable an Olympian?
I don't know.
I think they're both.
They're both like
former amateur
proper
wrestlers.
Wrestler guys. Yeah. I think it'd be fun. Like, you have Chad Gable in this scenario. It could be kind of almost like a manager type for Jason Jordan. Like, I'd want one of these guys to sort of like challenge to really like prove themselves.
Chad Gable was he made it to the Olympic trials.
Oh
no,
okay.
he progressed to the Olympics, 2012 Summer Olympics, where
nice.
He was defeated in the qualification round.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Anyways, again, good shoot wrestling.
Yes,
right here.
It seems like that's what we want is more shoot wrestling.
We want
WWE.
shoot wrestling. Yes. Number 6. CESARO. CESARO is probably one of the best wrestlers they have. One of the best in-ring performers they have on the roster. Every week he seems to bring something small and new to the table. He's a details guy.
But he's also extremely athletic.
Oh, yeah.
He seemingly can wrestle a multitude of styles well.
Pound for pound, he might be the strongest guy on the roster.
Yeah. That's kind of one of the things Angle was known for. Was not only is he obviously a very accomplished amateur wrestler, but he was doing moonsaults sometimes off the top of cages.
Yeah.
He could brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Angle could kind of do everything.
Yeah, totally.
As can Cesaro.
Yes.
So this could be a match where literally they can take 5 minutes. We're going to wrestle this style. Switch it up.
Yeah.
And have an ebb and flow of the match, not only in terms of story, but in terms of different wrestling styles they implement. I think that'd be pretty cool.
No, I think
of course,
yeah.
Starting as a shoot wrestling match.
That doesn't have to always be. I'm starting to like dissent a little bit on the shoot wrestling thing, buddy. I'll be honest with you. No, I think these guys could put on probably like out of all these people, Cesaro and Kurt Angle could put on the most fun wrestling match with a lot of innovative stuff, like a lot of really interesting stuff going on. They can, it'd be like two artists doing like some speed painting type thing.
Yeah, well,
like paint by numbers maybe.
Well, it's not really art though. That's just following directions.
Okay. Anyways, Cesaro, who wouldn't want to see Cesaro versus Kurt Angle? It'd be great, and they could both stay faces.
Yeah,
they could just be like,
it'd just be for the sake of competition.
Who's better man?
Yeah,
yeah, and then they get title of better man. Number 5.
5.
Rusev Machka.
Machka.
Dun, 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 dun,
Really,
dun.
if Kurt Angle's going to have a match with anybody at WrestleMania, it's going to be...
It's going to be. This
It's
is the one you're going to see.
Rusev.
There's a very good chance that you and I are going to be sitting there and we're going to watch Rusev versus Kurt Angle.
And see Rusev tap out to the ankle lock.
Yes, that is going to happen. That is like, I can almost guarantee that's going to happen. Rusev is the celebrity guy now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just in terms of Rusev's character historically.
Oh, I mean, in terms of people who are probably going to see him fight, if he does come back, Rusev is number 1.
Yes.
Because exactly, his gimmick is exactly anti-Angle. And, you know, he's the celebrity guy. No, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Rusev and Kurt Angle are going to have a match at WrestleMania. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, the odds are pretty good.
I think the odds are damn
And while the
good.
quality of the match won't be exactly maybe on par
It's
with...
not going to be Angle Cesaro.
Yeah. Rusev has had some good matches in his career.
Oh, yeah. Rusev can put on a fine match. He'll put on a good, fun, storytelling match. Anyways, Rusev, Machka.
Yeah, Rusev will Machka for a bit and then ultimately lose.
This is going to happen.
For sure. Yeah, it's probably going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
And also on top of that, like, because Angle, it's not like with Rusev you're doing like high risk maneuvers or anything.
Yeah.
Like with Rusev, you're wrestling pretty safe. Like it's not like he does anything
yeah.
that's out of it. That's
No,
crazy.
most of his offense is kicks and such.
And
chops and punches.
at this point, you know, Angle kind of needs that. I think at least for you know, sort of getting your feet wet match.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, it's not like Angle has been on the shelf for a while. He's been wrestling this whole time.
Fighting Alberto El Patreon coming up here. So.
I mean, I don't expect Kurt Angle to be doing a whole lot of moonsaults off cages anymore.
Oh, bummer. Number 4. Finn Balor.
See, I think from an athletic standpoint, this match would make a lot of sense. I just can't wrap my head around what storyline they could utilize.
What possible storyline would they do? I don't get it.
Because Finn can channel a demon.
Well, maybe you can relate that back to Kurt Angle being all anti them doing crucifixions, and he can be like, "You're the devil," and I don't like the.
That's a stretch on.
That's a terrible idea.
Virtually every.
That's a terrible idea.
Every way, that is a huge stretch.
You're the devil. Man.
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't.
Yeah. What?
Athletically, in ring, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, sure.
Just how do we get there, Steve? That's what I want to figure out.
I don't. I mean, you know.
Why do we put Pete Dunne on this list?
We should. I know we should put Pete Dunne at number 4. What did he say in that?
He can come out and attack Kurt Angle, and he'd say, "Hey, Triple H said, make a name for yourself."
That's gonna be his gimmick for the rest of his career, like 10 years down the line. I did this because Triple H said, "Time to make a name for myself." Okay, well that was like 10 years ago, Pete.
People already know. Everybody knows who you are, Pete
Everybody
Dunne.
knows who you are.
You're arguably one of the
I'll
largest
never be done making a name for myself.
international stars in all of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I think you've more or less have made a name for yourself.
Made a name for yourself, Pete Dunne.
But getting back to Finn Balor, let's stay on track here.
Okay. No, I don't know. There's no. I mean, you know, besides they don't have to say anything like, okay, AJ Styles, John Cena. They said, well, this is a dream match. That's going to be the angle of this. It's going to be this is a dream match, and then AJ turned heel. But they don't need anything more than that. I don't know. They're not going to turn Finn Balor heel.
No, but I still don't know if Finn. Granted, Finn's good. I don't know if he's established enough to say, okay, for sure, dream match.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. I don't know, man. Why is he on this list? Because we want to see it.
Yeah, and we need 10 people.
Yeah. Well, put Pete Dunne at number 4. Pete Dunne. Yeah, to make a name for myself.
All right, there's your reason.
Okay. Number 3.
3.
Seth Rollins. Who doesn't want to see this match?
I know.
But then Seth Rollins is a face. All these people are faces except for number 1.
See, but Seth Rollins, you could say dream match.
Yeah, dream match.
That would make sense.
Total dream match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Athletically, it makes sense. Seth is great in the ring. Angle's great in the ring.
I'll be honest, though.
What?
I'm not sure I want to see this match.
Why?
Because Seth Rollins hurts people in the ring.
Oh, come on.
Did you see what he did to Sting? Snapped his neck?
Yeah, but Sting said
that-
himself that wasn't Seth's fault.
Remember the time he blasted John Cena
I
legit
do.
with a shoot knee to the
I know.
nose?
I know.
Broke his
It was
nose?
very graphic.
I have
They
it on,
showed that on television.
I have it on good authority that a wrestling legend, I'm not going to name him, says that Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins is very dangerous in the ring. He's going to kill somebody. What's it going to take, That's what he said. I'm not going to say who it is.
I know exactly who that is because he did a poor impression of that wrestler.
His name
is Bret Hart.
His name rhymes with
Wet fart.
The excellence of execution, wet fart. Seth Rollins is a dangerous wrestler. I don't want him in there, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle broke his neck. Seth Rollins is going to break it again.
Didn't do it.
No, some Olympian did. Yeah, no, Seth Rollins, come on, let's be honest. That would be a fantastic match. This would be a great match. And Seth Rollins, we know, can carry people to great matches.
Kurt Angle could carry people to great matches.
They would carry each other fantastic
to great matches.
Who wouldn't want to see this? Like, why is Kurt Angle slumming with Alberto El Patreon when he could be taking on Seth Rollins in the WWE?
I mean, I don't know.
Can we just agree on this? No buckle bomb.
Yeah. Well, it seems as if Rollins has more or less eliminated that from his repertoire.
Well, that's good because he's injured half the people on this list with it.
It's funny, like he did that move and he injured people with it, and it took him a while to get rid of it. But the curb stomp, who never hurt anybody.
I know.
I understand why they decided to ban it. I totally get the rationale.
Seth Rollins is going to have to transition to collar and elbow wrestling. Five hours. 5 hours of just holding the guy like this.
Mat technician.
I think you do this.
All rest holds.
All rest holds.
You know, it'd be a great way to start this match. Shoot wrestling. Shoot wrestling. I'm sure Seth Rollins could shoot wrestling.
You think so? You think Tyler Black did some shoot wrestling back in the day?
Like he's
Kobe. What's his name? Kobe something?
Colby Lopez.
He is the most Kobe dude I've ever seen.
Colby.
You think they pronounce the L?
Yeah.
Colby?
Yeah.
It's not Kobe?
No, it's Colby.
With a silent L?
No, it's Colby.
Colby. That's awkward. That's weird. I like last night when No Way Jose said, awkward. Did not see that coming out of his mouth. Number 2. Sami Zayn. Oh.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Oh.
Kurt Angle was at one point the greatest wrestler in the world.
Yes.
Internationally. Also in WWE.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn's story is the underdog.
Yeah.
So he says, I want to take on the best.
Okay, here's the thing, though, about Sami Zayn at this point. He's not just the underdog. Sami Zayn's gimmick now is that he's a fucking terrible wrestler who can't beat anybody, but he just keeps on coming back. That's his gimmick, is that he's terrible. Is that he's just a ragdoll for people to bully, and he always keeps on coming back.
I mean, generally, I don't know. Underdogs aren't necessarily seen initially as the best. That's why they're underdogs.
But underdogs have a chance. That's the thing. You're an underdog, but you have a chance. Sami Zayn seemingly never has a chance.
Well, the only matches he's had of late have been against Braun Strowman. Who has a chance against Braun Strowman, really?
Seth Rollins does. He showed that he did.
How come Braun Strowman isn't on this list?
I don't want to see that. Hey, Kurt Angle. Yeah, Sami Zayn. No, I would love to see this. I would really love to see this. I mean, you look at the matches Sami Zayn put on against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah,
and
the ones he put on against Kevin Owens.
The Kevin Owens matches. And I mean, who wouldn't want to see this? This would be great. Sami Zayn, I still feel, can be absolutely huge. They just have to transition away from his gimmick of terrible wrestler.
Well, they're setting the groundwork for the underdog. He's the underdog now, and then once he transcends underdog, then is when he'll get launched at the main event scene.
Yeah.
That's the story, Steve.
I don't know if he's ever going to get out of that terrible wrestler gimmick that he has, though.
Underdog.
Okay.
Underdog.
You say tomato, I say terrible wrestler. Yeah, Sami Zayn. I love to see this. Number 1. Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Tell me, why'd you put Kevin Owens at number 1?
Kevin Owens is one of the best wrestlers in the entire world.
I think when they let him be a good heel, he's a fantastic heel. I want to see this Y2J split up happen yesterday. So that Kevin Owens can go back to being a good, solid solo heel who freaking hates everything.
And kicks ass.
And I can't think of another guy who could build a better story with Kevin Owens and Kurt Angle. I think it'd be great. It'd be brutal. It'd be Kevin Owens powerbombing Kurt Angle. At Kurt Angle's highest moment, Kevin Owens comes in and just destroys him. People are horrified, and you see a new brutal, awesome heel, Kevin Owens, taking on Kurt Angle, the Olympic hero, the American hero, and I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It'd be all great. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with all that. Kevin Owens is another guy who has incorporated a multitude of styles into his wrestling work.
Yes.
I mean, not very often do you see a man of his size doing moonsaults.
Yeah, he can do a moonsault.
And doing frog splashes. And doing cannonballs.
Mm-hmm.
While also being a good brawler and being able to wrestle well technically and innovate.
Yeah.
All his crazy moves he's done. Not so many in WWE, but if you watch his Ring of Honor and PWG stuff, he's done some crazy stuff.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So, in terms of the versatility of both men, top-notch match.
Yeah.
In terms of the character work of both men, top-notch storytelling. All in all, I think if we could get this match at SummerSlam,
Oh boy,
I'd be very happy.
I'd be excited because we're gonna go and we're gonna watch it and we'd see it.
I know, there, in person.
Live. We'd be there. But, of course, it would start off as a shoot wrestling
Well, of course.
match.
5 minutes.
I want to see Kevin Owens like a little wrestling singlet. That'd be funny.
Well, that's what he used to wear in Ring of Honor.
He had like bicycle shorts on. And
Yeah,
a T-shirt.
But like even Kurt Angle's, you know, they're like boxer brief length.
Yeah, but I want the T-shirt off, man.
No, but in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in his early days, he didn't wear a T-shirt.
Oh, really?
He just
Oh,
wore
no,
the
I've
tights.
seen that. Yeah, you're right. That's cool. Right on.
When he was Mr. Wrestling.
Mr. Wrestling.
That'd be awesome if he came back out as Mr. Wrestling.
Oh, that'd be great.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Steen. There you go.
Or call himself the Headlock Master.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Or he transitions to the Ankle Lock Master.
There you
and then
go.
they have a battle of the ankle locks. Yeah.
Good idea.
I don't know. Look, the bottom line is Kurt Angle is a walking dream match. So any of these and all of these would be really, really
Literally
good.
put him with anybody that's on the current WWE roster.
Oh, for sure.
Dream match.
Just not John Cena. I feel like he's done that a lot.
Well, you know, John Cena's first match was against Kurt Angle.
That's true. Exactly.
So we've already seen it.
Maybe, wouldn't that be great if his last match was also?
Bookends.
Yeah, bookends.
It'd be good. It's good storytelling.
Kicked off Cena's, Cena ends his.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, that's what's going to happen at
Whatever
WrestleMania.
low-level WWE writer is listening to this, then that's what you do.
But I want to see Kevin Owens and Kurt Angle. Actually, I want to see all these matches before that one happens.
Honestly, I'll be honest, completely honest with you, the only one I want to see is Rusev.
Rusev and Kevin Owens for me.
Because I think we're going to see that.
I think we
are gonna
there's a
see
very
it.
good chance we're going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be definitive. 90% chance we'll see
Will
it.
you wear the Slapnut shirt for a month if I'm right about this?
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
It's
saying it's
going to
very
happen.
likely going to happen. I said it's a
Definitely gonna
90%
happen.
chance if Kurt Angle has a match, it'll be against Rusev.
You're wrong in thinking this isn't going to happen.
I didn't say it's not going to happen. I think it is. I'm not going to say with certainty.
Anyways, that's it for now for Count Out. Be sure to check out the episode tomorrow where we take a look at our top 10,
Surprise entrance we want in the 2017 Royal Rumble.
because evidently WWE took off theirs. They took theirs down as of right now. We're filming this, which is Thursday. It went up this morning, and they took it back down because Seth Rollins said, a Kenny Omega.
Maybe it's because Anderson said Bullet Club.
That could be too. Maybe WWE saw Tamatonga or Tongaloa cursing up a storm, and they said, well, we can't have him on here.
You know, it could be a contract thing where it's, what do they call it? Where people are under contract, people from another company try to get him, entice them, recruit him when they're still under contract.
That's a thing that's in, where is that a thing in?
In sports, you can't do that.
Okay, in sports. So if you're like the Sacramento Kings, you can't be talking to somebody who's under contract for the New York Knicks. But let me ask you this. If you're under contract with the New York Knicks, can the New York Jets talk to you? What recourse do you have?
Well, I mean, I don't know the answer to that question, but also that's not an apt comparison because WWE and New Japan are in the same field. That's closer to the Kings than the Knicks.
No, they're two different. I would think that, okay,
They're wrestling companies.
If the Kings talk to the Knicks, then the NBA would have an issue with that,
Yes.
right? That's their
The governing body of that sport. Yeah, I
the
understand.
governing body of that sport. There's no governing body in wrestling.
But it's because there's legal repercussions, I believe.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know either.
No, I am not a lawyer.
Nor am I.
Anyway.
We're just speculating on why they pulled the video.
Watch the show tomorrow.
It might just be Kenny Omega. I don't know.
Yeah, watch the show tomorrow. Anyways, until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.